Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, notify bell, leave us a rating, all that blah, blah, blah. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a variety of award tiers there. Starting at $1, you get a shout out from us here on the show. We've got a couple new patrons. The Perfect 10,000, Ty McGee, Trevor Larson, Gage Wright, Keegan Ramsey, and Chris Robert Parsons. Thank you all for your support. Let's just get into this, Larson. 4 big names showed up on Monday Night Raw last night. Are they call-ups? Are they not call-ups? I think they probably are. I know you're retreating to this blanket of comfort, thinking that these aren't true call-ups, Larson.
No,
why do you think they're not?
This is a bid for a ratings pop. So WrestleVotes before Raw, they posted something on Twitter saying that there was some directive, some mandate from probably Vince to mix things up creatively for Raw. And since Vince doesn't know how to mix things up, he's just stuck in his old ways. The decision, I think, was probably just, well, let's just have a couple, in this case, I guess 4 of our best NXT talents, put them on a flight from Orlando, fly them up here to Lafayette, Louisiana, and we'll get a ratings pop. We'll tweet that they're here. People start talking about it. I have this picture with Ricochet talking to Finn Balor. People start talking about it.
My favorite caption. So I gotta take a look. I gotta give proper credit to this.
People will tune in. They'll pop ratings because everybody loves NXT. Well, not apparently everybody loves NXT, or at least not everybody's aware of it, because the crowd there seemed to know nothing or next to nothing about any of these. I'm not gonna call call-ups because I don't think they're up there full time.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
Nothing that was.
I think they're there.
No, nothing that was said last night definitively makes me think that any of them are permanent call-ups. Why would you call up your top 2 men's singles champions while they still have the belts?
You're
permanently.
Your top 4. Take Adam Cole out of the equation and maybe Velveteen Dream.
Oh, yeah, your top
4 guys.
Yeah, your top 4 guys. Why would you call them up en masse, bring them up to the main roster, right? That there is a lot to unpack. I don't think they're permanent call-ups. I think it was just a one-time rating pop because Triple H said, hey, we're going to have some people making their debuts tonight. Ooh, get excited, and then proceeded to show a bunch of poorly photoshopped graphics with some B-roll. It's like, way to generate excitement with this corporate presentation.
It was such a corporate presentation, dude. It really was. It really was.
And here's the thing. Like, WWE needs to have some market data. They need to know who's watching NXT from what places in the country. Yeah. And if they're thinking about doing this in Lafayette and they check and they see that not a whole lot of people in Lafayette work NXT, then save this for next week when they're in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I know they got the Ric Flair birthday thing. That's going to be a huge deal. But if you really want to pop ratings, wait till next week when they're Atlanta. Because they had tapings in Atlanta, and the crowd was hot.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You and I, we watch NXT every week. We enjoy it.
We love it.
We love these guys.
Yeah.
They're some of the best wrestlers in the entire world.
Yeah.
We would be excited. But I don't blame the crowd per se, if they're in Lafayette, that they weren't excited because they're not aware of who these wrestlers are.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one.
I don't think it's, as far as the reaction from the NXT talents, I don't think that's necessarily the crowd's fault. The rest of the show, that's up for debate.
Yeah.
Because it was a pretty quiet crowd regardless. But you can't, WB can't say, okay, we're going to generate some buzz and get people excited, bring up these NXT talents, and do it in front of an audience that you should have this data in front of you from the network, in front of a crowd that does not watch NXT.
Yeah.
Because the crowd reaction to these people, to these gentlemen making their debut, can make or break their debut. Mm-hmm. If they come out and you can hear a pin drop, well, why should anybody else who's unaware of who these people are be excited to see them on TV now? Mm-hmm. You can talk them all you want, how they represent the 9-to-5ers, try to hype them up on commentary.
We're going to talk about that.
Yes, I know. That's later.
Spoil that.
It doesn't matter, because if the crowd they're watching the show, isn't excited about what's going on, why should anybody else be?
Yeah.
That is unaware of who these guys are.
I don't know, man. I think I am still, look, I hope that you're right that these aren't actual call-ups.
Yeah, I don't think.
Because here's the thing. When you have Triple H show up and give us a corporate presentation,
yeah,
and he says, look at all these Photoshop graphics up here. We've got great NXT talents making their debut today. I've got a PowerPoint presentation to illustrate each one, along with a highlight reel narrated by the one and only Michael Cole. It's lame. If you want to, I understand that the idea of that is you want people to start tuning in because, whoa, NXT people are showing up.
Anything could happen.
Right? Here's how you do it. He comes out there, he starts talking about stuff, about the state of WWE, which is how he started off. And then Ciampa comes out. He actually shows his face and says whatever he needs to say.
Triple H keeps putting over Elimination Chamber. He's putting over DX going to the Hall of Fame. And he goes, how can we never come out here and put over us, NXT, put on the best shows every week?
And then
we are the best wrestling in the entire company.
And then he says something like, I'm not alone, or something like that. And so you're anticipating for the rest of the night.
Exactly.
When these, like, who's here? What's going to happen?
And I think part of it, like, if the crowd, regardless if they know who these NXT talents are, if they feel like they're part of something major that's going to happen soon, they will get into it. When you say, yeah, these four gentlemen are making their debuts here on Raw, here, be impressed by them because we're telling you to be impressed by them. It's not going to work.
Look, I get what you're saying. I understand that if you bring in a crowd that is used to football and you put on a soccer match, then you're going to expect them to react accordingly. I get that. But at the same time, man, these people weren't reacting for anything.
Yeah, I know. It was a pretty pretty quiet crowd regardless.
It was a crap crowd. We got an email this morning.
We did
from
late last night.
The friendo Sam, who is in attendance.
Yeah,
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Sam here says, my brother and I were there, and we're two of the maybe 30 people in that crowd that actually even knows what NXT is, and we tried out our damnedest to show the 4 call-ups and the rest of the roster what they deserve. We tried to start chants, screamed. They said 20% of the crowd were kids who were having fun and at least cheering for some things. 78% were parents and people who could not give 2 fucks to be there. And then 2% of us were true fans who couldn't believe the show we were getting to see. There was one, I forget who it was on Twitter, said the WWE gave Lafayette a
post-Mania show,
post-Mania Raw, and they sat on their hands. So I think that you're right. I think that a company that's as savvy as the WWE, that has as much analytics at their hands, that has as much data, they know when to do this. However, that being said, man, that was a crap crowd. That was crap crowd.
It wasn't a good crowd. And like I said, for the rest of the show, it's up for, we can talk endlessly about how they may have, there's possible they could have enhanced the experience. But I'm not going to put the blame on them solely for the NXT call-up and the reception they got. Because if they don't know who they are, then
without the NXT,
without good creative to build up them coming out,
without the NXT call-ups, it still would have. This would have been those Raws that was, man, these people are out there trying their damnedest, and this crowd has given them absolutely nothing. And we still would have said it was a crap crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just this in particular thing when you're rolling out as something as important as potentially call-ups or maybe not. I think Sean Ross Sapp had a thing that said nobody knew.
Yeah.
Nobody backstage knew.
Yeah.
They were all very surprised that these guys showed up, and there was no plan in place for them.
Yeah.
Which I hope to God. Triple H always, what does he always say when people say
plan?
When
6 months plan for NXT call.
That ain't happening. No, that's way in the past. He always says these days on those conference calls, because he's very evasive, they say, what is your scheme for call-ups? He says, as needed, whenever they're needed. They are not needed right now. They are so needed in NXT. And maybe this goes beyond. I think they're
not being called up full time.
This goes beyond the I know, because then you're leaving NXT. I mean, look, there's a lot of talent right there.
Oh yeah,
but that's a big hole. That's a big hole, and there's still so much you can do. I mean, there's still so much to do.
We're like maybe I feel like at most halfway through this Gargano Ciampa
It's
story.
bugging me how much headspace we have. Keep on talking.
All right, fine. So I don't know. Yeah, the debuts would have made better with a hot.
What are you gonna say next week when they're back? When they're still there?
I was wrong. I'll admit that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I'm not saying I told you so.
No, I know. I'm just saying if they start showing up every week, then yeah, I was wrong. But I just have a feeling that this is it. They might show up one more time, maybe, but I'd be surprised.
I mean, Ciampa still has to lose that title.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, and Gargano too.
There's a lot that has to happen. There's not another takeover till April. There's almost 2 months till next takeover, month and a half.
Yeah.
It's not a full-time thing.
Yeah.
It's not a full-time thing. This is just an attempt to pop ratings.
Yep.
And yeah, their debuts would have made better with better crowd reception, but like I said, you can't. The crowd isn't fully responsible for the reaction of those calls, because WWE should look at their data and say, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it in the right environment for the benefit of everybody, the audience there watching, the people are being called up, so they get an exciting reaction when they come out to the ring instead of crickets.
Yeah,
it's the benefit of everybody.
That was just a bad crowd, dude.
It was a bad crowd. I'm not debating
terrible
that.
Crowd, man. Terrible crowd.
I'm saying WWE did these NXT talents no favors, calling them up in a city that apparently doesn't know anything about NXT.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said, Ricochet was like the one guy who managed to get a pretty solid reaction at the end of his match.
I had a big smile on my face during that entire match.
Oh, he's incredible.
To be honest with you. And I thought that he was the one guy where they kind of creatively used him.
In a story that mattered.
In a story that made sense for him to have come out.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, it really made no sense for creatively or narratively for DIY to suddenly take on the Revival, unless you watched NXT and knew what great matches they had.
Yeah.
That's something the real motivation.
Yeah.
And the match was really good.
The match was really good.
I mean, I'm guessing Aleister Black may have had a match with Elias in NXT, but it wasn't like there was a feud.
Probably no squash matches.
Yeah. So.
No, you know the crappy thing about the Elias thing. I mean, that might be proof. Remember how they put Finn Balor straight from NXT to Universal title? Remember that? Mm-hmm. I feel like that should be the Aleister Black.
It really should.
This came off a lot more like when ECW invaded Raw back in 97 or whatever, and nobody knew who they were.
People in chat are saying that both Sasha and Kevin Owens were still NXT champions when they debuted. I understand that. Kevin Owens didn't feel necessarily like it was a full-time thing. Sasha was. Kevin Owens ended up being. And I know they eventually dropped the belts, but we're talking the top two men's champions.
Well, also the thing about Kevin Owens is that look how he debuted.
Impactful. Impactful.
It felt like the kind of thing that, number one, it didn't like, if I recall correctly, it felt like this dude from NXT was. That's why it was way cooler, because you didn't really know. Like, he comes from NXT with this title, saying this is the best thing in the business. He beat Cena, and then you think, oh, he could totally just go back to NXT now.
Yeah.
And then he just that was a really, really well done transition.
Yeah,
a transitionary call up, and that's why they've done it right so many times before. I know, look, people complain about recent call-ups. I know Shinsuke's rollout was crap because it was just Dolph. And I know Bob Roode's call-up was a disaster from the beginning.
Yeah, AOP's call-up was a disaster too.
I never had high hopes from them. They were not. But Finn's was expertly executed. Kevin Owens was really well done. Even Sami Zayn's was pretty well done.
Yeah, if he hadn't gotten hurt during his match with Cena, who knows?
I think, if I remember correctly, Bayley's was fairly well done. Asuka's wasn't well done.
No,
but it wasn't. It also wasn't terrible. It wasn't Bob Roode level.
No, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't befitting a talent of the caliber of Asuka. That's for sure. Bayley's is kind of middle of the road. It wasn't good nor bad. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, but
they start feeding her jobbers like early on, which is not the approach to take with Bayley.
If this was a hot crowd, it would have been
better, way better.
And it's funny because like I ran a poll in the community tab and it echoed that sentiment like exactly. It's actually kind of this is like the most lopsided poll we've ever had, I think. Where I added another option just for the night. It said tonight's Raw was, I offered up yay, nay, would be a yay, but that crowd was maybe the worst ever, and then didn't watch, don't plan to, and plan to watch later, and 71% said would be a yay, but that crowd was maybe the worst ever.
Not a good crowd.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's any number of ways to do call-ups. I thought last night
was maybe the worst possible way.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I would say for Ricochet it was decent.
Yeah, Ricochet was good. I mean,
it's funny because it's obvious there was no plan, because even Gargano didn't exactly know, him and Ciampa didn't exactly know how to act with each other, because the nature of their relationship right now in NXT is so ambiguous.
Yeah.
That
and then they're put on Raw and have to work face.
When Ciampa's like one of the best heels we have in the business right now. Yeah. Yeah.
It's also weird.
It was very weird.
But then there's not weird. Like, I understand you bring DIY up because they can have an amazing match with the Revival in their sleep. The match was really good, but really you should have had DIY in a match against some sort of quality face tag team on Raw. The problem is, I guess it could have been Rude and Gable.
Oh, that bugged me too. Well, we'll talk about it. Let's just get into the minutia of the show. First of all, like we said, Triple H comes down and he talks about a lot of stuff.
He recaps Elimination Chamber. Says there's a lot of cool stuff going on. We're on the road to Mania. Hey, other cool stuff. Maybe watch ESPN. He puts DX over. Puts himself over.
And he finishes up that segment by saying he names everybody and then finally says, the ninth wonder of the world, China. And everybody, at least they kind of pop for that. Even that got like, dude, any
like a polite
other town, there would have been 5-minute China chants.
I know, there's nothing,
and he would have got weepy probably.
Not a good crowd. And then he said there's going to be some NXT debuts tonight, and then proceed to PowerPoint corporate presentations. He named them one at a time. Ricochet, still followed by B-roll with Michael Cole commentary, Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa.
Part of me was wondering, like, when we saw that, if that is what we can expect from the more sports-oriented Fox-type broadcast, where things are there, where the surprises are fewer and far between, and instead we get a more sanitized corporate rollout. Like,
oh, I hope not.
I hope not either. Man, I want that. I want it to be unpredictable and edgy and fun and
I know
cool.
Well, they have this. I feel like WWE has this thing now. It's gone back for years, ever since when Brock came back and they spoiled it on Twitter, where I feel like they're less worried, or they're not worried at all, about holding back surprises for narrative purposes. As in, they don't want to like keep a whole lot of stuff secret, because they think, well, if we announce this is going to happen, people will watch the show. Which may be the case. Which
is crazy, because these days with Twitter, in the age of, like, you know, people instantly, they'll instantly either flip over or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because you're just on Twitter the whole time, so you roll out one tease at the beginning, and like one big tease, and then they'll tune in, and then they'll be happier because they'll be shocked and surprised.
Yeah, you'd think so. And the Triple H's promo, he said, to kick off the show, we got a tables match. Braun and Baron.
Was this their blow-off? Felt like it.
Could be. It was fun.
There was no Drew, and Drew seemed to have moved on.
Yeah, he's got other issues he wants to deal with. It was a fun match.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a tables match, and whenever, I mean, I'm not going to say this is Braun versus Roman from a couple of years ago, but again, because I really want this to be done with, I'm very tired of it. But as far as just sort of a match in a vacuum, it was okay.
Yeah, it was totally fine.
It was fine.
It was totally fine.
I just want it to be done with. I'll be happy if it's done with this.
Yeah, let's probably continue another 3 months. So Braun walked in the match. He was selling ribs from what happened in Elimination Chamber. He had a bunch of rock tape all over his ribs on his back.
I was cracking up because once Baron ripped his shirt off, because he came out with like a modified version of his shirt, like, with the sleeves cut off
and stuff. Yeah,
and he comes down and they go at it. At one point, Baron has him down on the ground and rips off his shirt, and he's got so much of that tape on, it's just like all over the place. So he's selling that stuff. But in the end, Braun had set up a table in the corner, put Baron through that with power slam.
Yep.
And that, of course, as we know, once somebody is put through a table
in tables match
is over.
Match is over.
Yeah.
They tried to do this thing last night where there was a bunch of people they tried to do interweaving storylines.
It's like an Altman movie.
But yeah, instead it's just segments bumping into each other.
I kind of like that, man. No grace to it. I like it.
Yeah, it was kind of clumsy. This one was kind of clumsy. Where Braun walks up the ramp and Paul Heyman comes to the top of the stage. Braun confronts him, like puts him in a nerve hold there, and Paul's saying,
"It's a Vulcan nerve pinch, man."
Yeah, saying this hurts. Stop. Braun eventually relents, walks backstage, go to commercial, come back. Heyman has to gather himself, drops a promo, saying that at his own personal expense, he put a little something together for Brock Lesnar. Roll video package, it was a Brock retrospective, if you will. This first one was kind of going from his origins in Webster, South Dakota, through his collegiate wrestling days, to come to WWE, and then off to UFC.
Yeah.
And they framed him leaving WWE as he was bored. He beat everybody.
And he framed leaving UFC as more people showed up in WWE, and he was bored of UFC, even though he had tummy issues.
Yeah, diverticulitis.
He had tummy issues.
And he didn't mention him trying to go play football.
Yeah.
But then Finn Balor comes out and interrupts Paul Heyman. Cut to commercial again.
And then Finn Balor's just in the
ring. Then Paul
yeah.
Heyman teleports backstage.
Yeah.
One would assume.
Yeah.
So Finn drops a promo saying he's happy that he's Fintercontinental Champion.
He finterrupted Paul Heyman. And that's it.
Well,
we're done. No,
we'll see. We'll see.
No, we're done.
So he talks for a bit. Then he's finterrupted by Leo Rush.
Stop it.
And he says that Bob Lashley is the one that deserves to be Fintercontinental Champion.
Stop it.
And then Bob Lashley attacks Finn from behind. Leo comes in, joins the attack. He hits the Finnal hour, and Ricochet runs down the ring, makes the save. Very exciting. Ricochet's awesome. Then we have a very long and very entertaining tag match. Leo Rush and Bob Lashley taking on Finn Balor and Ricochet.
It is very cool. I know I tweeted this out last night that, man, it was y'all really need to go check out your local independent wrestling shows. I mean, we're kind of lucky here. We're 6 hours away from something cool like PWG. We've never been to a PCW Ultra show, but I hear those are really good.
Yeah. But this, even closer, APW. There's APW. There's a lot of wrestling everywhere, pretty much, and there's a lot of good stuff.
Like
happening.
These days, across the country, like so many, this is the kind of thing we saw Ricochet versus Leo Rush, 2 years ago or so.
Mm-hmm. It was 2 years to pretty much to the day
at PWG. Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That is interesting. And holy moly, it was so much fun to see that back then, and now we get to see this on Raw, the biggest stage of them all. And it was a delight to see those people not react to the amazing match. Some bits and pieces that we saw, up close and personal.
Yeah.
They got to see as well last night, and then millions across the world watching as well.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to see Leo and Ricochet mix it up. I was like, oh man, maybe that'll be a feud that we get to see that we've been wanting to see for a while.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not. Maybe we won't get it because hopefully it's not a real call-up.
Yeah,
maybe it is.
I don't think it's going to be a real call, man. We even got to see a bit of Ricochet and Bob Lashley, and that's cool.
If this wasn't a real call-up, wouldn't they be saying a lot more? You can see so much more of this on NXT.
No, because they don't want to promote NXT. They don't care about that. They're just caring about the popping the Raw ratings, man. That's all they care about.
Yeah, I kind of don't feel that's the case. I think this is it, man. I think it's a call-up.
Be terrible if
they don't care about NXT. They gave them the halftime heat show.
Well, Triple H cares about NXT, but for the purposes of Raw, they care about Raw. They don't care about NXT.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so anyways, this is a fun match. This is cool. And
long.
I love that.
They give it a ton of time.
Yeah, they give it a lot of time. The finish was great, too. I love that. Ricochet leading Lashley and then doing the flip over the barricade. Lashley gets that, and then Finn cuts him off and does a shotgun drop kick into the barricade.
That was really cool. That was pretty impressive. They can put all that stuff together probably in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That was really neat.
That was pretty cool. Anyways, Ricochet ends up pinning Leo Rush after 6:30. Ricochet, probably without a doubt, got the best reception from the live audience. It's hard not to be impressed by Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty damn amazing.
Dude, he's fantastic.
Next, Natalya and Triple H are just kind of talking backstage. In walks.
Oh, Michael Hill apparently says they did actually say that.
What?
That apparently you can see this kind of action in NXT. Maybe they did.
They probably did.
They probably didn't.
Drew McIntyre walks in. He says, Triple H, when I came here, I wanted to prove to you that I belong at the top of the food chain here in WWE. I wanted the main event WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. Give me Seth Rollins. I'll beat him and apparently take his Mania shot. And before Triple H could say anything, Dean walks in, says he's not going to do anything, slaps Drew across the face, and then Triple H says, so you want me to change that match?
That was, yeah.
And then rad. Drew just says, change the match.
Yeah.
So Drew versus Dean coming up.
Next. So I forgot, we actually should have asked our NXT insider Karen about this. She actually just said something here in chat. She said, NXT will be fine. I don't anticipate these guys going up until after Mania because they've started the next TakeOver Foundation at the last taping. And then the next taping is kind of interesting. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but the next taping is tomorrow, the night that some fairly pivotal stuff happens.
Or maybe.
Yeah. On the TV show. So the people in attendance, if they're not able to see the TV show, hopefully they're all there for that last taping.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yes.
So it all makes sense to them.
Yeah. Next we have Lucha House Party taking on Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Short match. Kurt Hawkins had a decent measure of offense. I don't think Zack Ryder was in this match at all, was he? If he was, it wasn't in very long.
I barely watched this match.
Anyways, Lindsay Dorado pins Kurt Hawkins after Hurricane Rana.
Probably because I knew how it was going to end.
And Zack Ryder instantly went to console his friend and tag team partner.
This
what the hell was this?
This next part was maybe the most cringy shit I've ever seen in my life.
It was confusing. It was poorly scripted.
Heavy Machinery, could they come off anymore as jobbers? They really do.
Not in this case.
No. They looked horrible here. Oh, God, this was so embarrassing.
The dialogue was bad.
Oh, it was awful.
Bad. It
was as if they were on like a late night talk show and the people of the late night talk show didn't really know what they did or what their gimmick was. So they were saying, it's so bad.
It was pretty bad.
So it was Charlie up at the top on the stage. Heavy Machinery comes out. She introduces him. And Tucker, who obviously needs more time at the Performance Center in the promo class.
Well, he doesn't have a distinctive voice.
No, he doesn't.
At least Otis, Dozer.
Yeah.
There's something distinctive about it. Whether you like it or not, it's something else entirely. But he's got a thing on the mic, whereas Tucky, he just talks.
He sounds like an even more awkward Big Cass.
Yeah.
He sort of, I don't know if they're from the same area or not.
I don't think so.
But he kind of sounds like a more awkward Big Cass. We're all about getting in the gym.
Getting a good sweat on.
Which is, come on, factually incorrect. Look at those guys. And then we
eating a bunch of red meat.
We like,
steaks and weights, Tucky. All right, that was bad enough. And then Lacey Evans walks down,
like her music hits,
like she's going down the catwalk, walks to the bottom of the ramp, turns and walks back up.
And then
between Heavy Machinery and then cue Heavy Machinery's music, they do the bushwhacker stuff down the ramp and back, and then she acts like she's impressed by something.
I don't know.
What the hell?
It was hard to. It was one of those things. It's been a little while since Raw has made me embarrassed to be watching.
Yeah, that was a good word for that.
That segment made me embarrassed.
Yeah.
To watch at that point, it was. This is so these poor sons of bitches having to go out there. Okay, so what are we gonna do out there? I don't know. Do the bushwhacker walk. What the fuck? What?
They've done the bushwhack, not the walk, but in the ring they'll do this.
Yeah, I know. But it's stupid.
Why would you do the bushwhacker thing? You're not the bushwhackers. They're the bushwhackers.
It doesn't make any sense.
You're Heavy Machinery, stakes and weights.
That was horrible.
Yeah, it was confusing, poorly scripted. Just everything about it was pretty much bad. Next, we had DIY and Bob Roode and Chad Gable backstage. And Bob Roode and Chad Gable were complaining about DIY, who were just showing up on Raw, getting an opportunity against Revival. Non-title match, mind you.
Yeah.
So what do they care?
It kind of bugged me about it. It shouldn't have bugged me. It shouldn't have bugged me. You know what bugged me about this? Was Chad Gable pointing out that he beat both of them when they're in NXT. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, don't bury these guys. Don't let people know that Chad Gable, who I really, I like Chad Gable a lot. I think he's got tons of potential, but he's had tons of potential for, 5 years now. And, I haven't really seen him quite utilize his potential too much. And he's coming in talking to the NXT champion.
Well,
why didn't Ciampa just lay him out with his title at that point?
Yeah, probably should have.
Like, he just sits there and takes it. I beat both of these guys.
They said, well, things are a lot different than they were in 2015 or something like that.
I don't want conversation, man.
You want action. I
want a title to the
now.
head. Boy, that bugged the crap out of me.
Anyway, as Revival walk in, the cock of the walks. Cocks of the walk.
Oh, I love
Scott Dawson coming in.
Dawson's great. What did he say?
He's got a great voice.
What did he say? He said something. Make way, guys. He's such a character out of like Grease or something.
Oh, I know.
Make way. He's a T-Bird.
Yeah.
Make way, fellas. Top guys coming through.
Yeah.
Something
great.
like
great.
that.
He's so good.
They are really good. Scott Dawson's hilarious. Oh, man. You
Anyways.
think they're going to bring back those old tag team titles?
I hope they do.
I hope so, too.
I really hope so. Then next we got the Revival. They're walking out to the ring, taking on Ciampa and Gargano. Hesitate to call them DIY for real, but then they did the DIY finisher to win, so they're DIY again. Fun match. Again, probably something they put together in about 10 minutes. This is probably like their warm-up match they would do before, like back in their NXT days. It's probably just something they do to get loose.
You can tell Revival really enjoys working with
hell
them
yeah.
and vice versa. And, yeah, I popped big time at the DIY finish. I thought that was fantastic. That was really cool. But, yeah, that was a super fun match.
It was fun.
And crowd just sitting there. Oh, God, what's going on? That was a tag team match. Who cares?
We've been conditioned by Raw to not care about tag team wrestling,
Exactly.
so we're not going to care.
Oh, was it another clown act? Where's Heath Slater and Rhino? We get them instead.
Next, we had a Finn Ricochet interview. Finn just kind of said, hey, this is my time. This is Ricochet's time. And then Ricochet gave what seemed to be a really heartfelt.
Oh, I love this. Remember when I used to dump on his promos?
You did, and I said, hey, man, when he's speaking from the heart, he's good.
Why is it always I told you so with you? Why is it always
because
that?
In this case, several times, I told you so.
Do we need therapy or do we need couples counseling?
No,
it's
because
always I told you so.
Because whenever you're like, no, he's garbage. I'm like, no, he's really good. Just watch his stuff when he's speaking from the heart. When it's heartfelt, he's really good. And you're like, nah, he's garbage. He's garbage. Crap. Garbage.
Yeah.
And then when you see this particular wrestler is actually good at this particular thing I was telling you he's good at, if you had listened to me at the beginning, you could have appreciated the breadth of his work.
If you had listened to me, what is that?
Sometimes I speak the truth, man.
I meant to mention this tweet here. Somebody posted up. It was that
I'm not trying to be shitty. I just want you to know that I'm right sometimes.
Can I please get a
yeah, fine.
Yeah, whenever. I'm messing with you. So they posted before the episode. They posted 4 pictures.
Oh yeah,
of NXT talents that are there.
Well, for the night they were there.
Okay.
When Michael Cole said, you pointed this out, like at the end of the DIY match, these guys came up from NXT. Maybe he just meant geographically. Since Lafayette's northwest of Orlando.
There's this great picture of Ricochet. You guys need to search this. It's on the Twitter. He's got it's a great outfit.
Oh, it's an awesome suit.
He's got like a sports coat that's really nice. It's like got some, I don't know what it's made
He's got like a black button-up shirt.
He's got a black button-up shirt, button up all the way.
But not a tie. He's got a chain.
No tie. He's got a gold chain
and he's got a
black slacks.
And he's got a white pocket square.
Yeah. And the Fresh Prince of Lapel pins at 123 pins said Ricochet looking like a youth pastor because he's rapping with Finn Balor right there, and he totally does. And then some of the comments below it are great. I love people like this is like Twitter is a cesspool, but sometimes people are great. Matt McKnight here says, "Blessed are the meek, and anything less than 450 is a week."
Pretty good.
Oh man!
After that, we had a Kevin Owens iPhone promo.
I don't know what these are, man, but I love them.
I know he's at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Getting some pop. No, he was doing this promo, and his son walks in with popcorn. Kevin was like, "You got some change for me, right?"
Yeah.
And his son says, "No."
What are you talking about? I gave you $20 of popcorn and soda is $20. Well, actually, yeah, that's $20.
Kind of is. Yeah, if you get the jumbo size of each.
You might have $1.50 of change.
Yeah.
But he said he's only a couple weeks out, and his time off has forced him to reprioritize. What is this? I love it. I don't know what it is.
He's gonna come back like he did, like in NXT. He was all motivated about success, so he can provide for his family.
Yeah, but is he gonna be a heel still?
I don't know.
A bad guy?
I don't know, man.
I'm really looking forward.
Maybe
to
he'll just be Kevin Owens. Maybe he'll be neither heel nor face.
I mean, the crappy thing is, here's the crappy thing, dude. He's cutting these things on his own, of his own volition. You know, they probably said, "Hey, send us some stuff to hype your build."
Yeah.
To hype your return. And he probably said, "Okay, what do you guys have planned for me?" "Nothing yet. We'll let you know when we do." So what should I say in these things? "We trust you." So he's doing whatever it is he's doing, and then they're just going to use him however they use him.
No, that's got to be frustrating.
After that, we had a Sasha Bailey promo. They were in the ring, and they were talking about being the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Well, they are the first WWE Tag Team Women's Champions. They were WWF.
Not the WWF.
No, there was WWF.
And so they said they were abandoned. How the hell terrible is it? They were abandoned, those old tag titles.
Terrible.
So they said that they're going to be defending those titles across all brands, including NXT.
Sky Pirates versus Boston Hug Connection, please.
Would that happen at TakeOver or Mania? Probably Mania, right?
I don't know, because they said teams past, present, future, and then on Twitter, Bailey was telling Trish to team up with Lita.
Ah, okay.
So that's happening at Mania probably. Anyways, Nia and Tamina come out. They act like they're going to do something about it, them being champions. They talk some trash. They try to get in the ring. Sasha and Bailey fend them off, and then Nia and Tamina just go backstage. Next, we got a pretty cool DX Hall of Fame video package. What?
I did Nia and Tamina try to get in. They kick him off, and then Nia tries to get back in.
He gets put in the bank statement.
On the apron, she just gets big. Whoa, okay, never mind then.
I know. They was like, all right.
Nia just
maybe another time.
That sucked. Trying to get in the ring bank state. They need to put that in 2K20.
I know.
You get submission if you try to get in the ring.
There you go. Pretty cool DX Hall of Fame video package next.
Yeah,
it was fun.
That was good.
Next, Dean got jobbed out hardcore to Drew McIntyre.
Man, so I was
Squash
curious.
Match.
I was curious to see what Ambrose would be phoning in this week. I was joking with the Friendoverse guy, Mikey Omega. I said, I wonder if he's just like not going to kick out of like a fall away slam or something. Like he goes out there, he's like, yeah, I don't really want to finish this match. Drew gives him a fall away slam, and he just doesn't kick out of it. And they're like, crap. But there wasn't even enough time for him to phone anything in.
No.
This is a 2-minute match.
Yeah.
This was really short.
It seemed kind of confusing when Drew hit the first Claymore.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't notice what happened.
It's like he hits the first Claymore, he takes the beat, and like he says something to the ref, and then he falls back into the corner.
Yeah.
Wait for Dean to get up, hits another Claymore.
Mikey mentioned that there was a chunk of ring that
came
falling off.
Well,
I didn't notice it.
There's a piece on the apron that sits atop.
I didn't expect this to be a 3-minute match.
Padding that's on top of the LED board.
Oh,
that's
okay.
on the apron.
Okay.
That just came off.
Man. All right.
And it was when Dean was going to do a suicide dive. I kind of wish that Drew had improvised and grabbed that hunk of padding and hit Dean with it in midair.
Like a slapjack.
Oh, one spot I want to mention from that tables match that was pretty cool was when Baron did that jump off the apron and ate the ring steps. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Looked like that could hurt. Next, after Drew decisively vanquishes Dean Ambrose, second part of the Brock Lesnar vignette, courtesy of Paul Heyman.
The Brockumentary.
Yeah, the Brockumentary, which takes us from his return, his match against Cena, all the way to the present. After that, Seth Rollins' interview. Again, going with the storyline that he's willing to do just about anything to beat Brock Lesnar and be Universal Champion.
I'm really happy they're like basically sidelining him until probably after Fastlane. I really like that. I just want that guy to rest up.
Me too. And then Dean walks in and he goes, "Where were you out there?" And Seth says, "Have you lost your mind?" And then Dean makes a really silly face and goes, and walks off.
They laugh track this, you know.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
They added laughter to this.
Canned laughter.
Unless the audience
that was the top reaction the whole night.
Because there was a massive
guffaw.
That's a good word. There was a massive guffaw there. That was just weird. So anyways, after that we had an Elias promo, and he complains of being interrupted. The only thing clever about this, I actually thought it was kind of clever, when he went to strum his guitar, it was the initial strum chord, whatever.
E minor, yeah.
Yeah, for Aleister Black's theme. I was like, oh, well, that kind of connected pretty well there. Because it's like Elias was about to play, "Where's that one? Evil?" I think that song is called Fade to Black.
Yeah, I think you're right. He talks some trash about the crowd in Lafayette. Says he's not going to do a song for him. Then he does a song for him, but then is interrupted by Aleister Black.
Yeah.
He drops a promo and says, because he says something like Elias wanted to enter some kind of trance state so he could forget that he's in Lafayette.
"If you wish to go to sleep,
you will.
I suggest my new caffeine-free coffee-flavored ice cream.
My melatonin-infused ice cream."
Oh, let's talk about commentary during the segment.
Terrible.
Let's talk about Vince McMahon backstage, having seen Aleister Black for the first time.
Probably.
Mind you. He might keep out. If you're right, he might keep Aleister because the shit he was telling these people to say. Listen to this. Maybe it's Michael Cole, but some of this sounded so much like Vince.
Well, one time it sounded like Michael Cole was literally channeling Vince's voice. Because he went like this.
Yeah, exactly. So Cole starts off by saying, now, granted, I know we're blessed maybe we take it for granted that we get Mauro Ranallo and Nigel McGuinness.
Oh yeah, some of the best.
Some of the best. I mean, what did Mauro say about Lars Sullivan? A Jack Kirby creation come to life. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, poetic.
That's beautiful.
Yes, it's great.
Poetic. Cole, he is the dark, moody, the intimidating Aleister Black. Off the top of my head, I can come up with 3 better adjectives.
Death metal.
He is the death metal. Moody.
Brooding is a much better word, and they say that later. Moody, no.
I get moody when I forget my lunch.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, who doesn't?
Right?
Yeah.
Aleister Black doesn't forget his lunch.
No.
He's brooding.
If he's hungry, he just goes and, rips, I don't know.
This
just
line,
goes and gets some food. He hunts some food.
This line from Corey, I think, was probably Corey, because he said this next. We don't want to walk with Elias. We walk the left-hand path with Aleister Black.
Yeah, that sounds something Corey would say.
That's actually a really good line.
That's too eloquent for Vince.
Exactly. And then Renee says, for the love of God, Elias, get out of the ring. So that's Vince yelling in her ear.
Yeah.
Corey says, Aleister Black has spent his life never quite fitting in, never feeling normal in society. And he's
all stuff you would never say in NXT about.
Right. And then Renee says these exact words. Because I listened to this like 5 times. I had to repeat. I was like, wait, did she really just say that? She says he carries the underbelly of society.
It's another Vince line.
Now, she could be referring to Aleister Black when she says he carries.
Yeah, there was no pronoun before.
There was no he says.
Yeah.
So either she was reading that line of description off the format, or Vince is telling her and she's saying he as in Vince says he. I don't know, but she was, yeah. After that, Corey, who just said he fights for people who don't fit into society. Corey says he fights for the 9-to-5ers, the blue collars, which, if I'm not mistaken, takes up a vast, vast amount of the population of this country.
Yeah.
Blue collar workers.
Yeah.
That's sort of the nature of the thing.
Yeah. Does Aleister Black have a vocational gimmick now?
He's heavy machinery now.
Yeah.
They literally say blue collar solid on their thing.
On their vest, yeah.
He fights for the 9-to-5ers, the blue collars?
Vince is just dumping out a bunch of verbal diarrhea in their headphones.
That was pure
and
Vince.
making him say it.
And then Cole here says, he's a dark destroyer. And then the last little bit of line here I have is like Renee ran over a Corey line about, I think it was when Aleister Black, maybe it's when he did the moonsault thing to the sit down. I forget which TV botched. Renee said, it's black magic here with Aleister Black. What?
It's not good, man.
Oh my God. It's pretty bad, dude. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Not good. Not good at all. Anyways, Aleister won with a black mass. It wasn't even much of a match, sadly.
Yeah. No, the thing that I liked about it.
They got his entrance right, though. Entrance was great. Looked great. It's a huge arena.
I'm so used to, Kevin Dunn figuring out his entrance. I'm so used to the action in NXT being so dynamic and interesting, and then we come back from commercial break, and what do we see? Aleister Black in a rest hold on the ground with Elias for 35 seconds.
I know.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe they didn't have a whole lot of time to work out their match. Even the finish was a little sloppy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Obviously, Aleister Black won with black mass.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping they get real call-ups.
Yeah, they will later.
All right. I trust you. You can say I told you so all I want on this one.
Yeah, and if I'm wrong, I'll say, yeah, I was wrong.
I'll never say I told you so to you.
Yeah, you would.
I think I have.
Several times. Probably in those exact words.
Why did Ruby Riott get a... See, I think Meltzer was like calling out the logic on this one. I actually didn't mind it. This is a way better match. Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey was the main event.
Yeah, it was a good match.
It was the better match than the Elimination Chamber one by far.
That was hardly a match at Elimination Chamber.
I understand the logic of, or the, people calling out the logic of, well, she got squashed. Why would they have her do it again? I don't really care. Ruby Riott deserved to have a good match with Ronda Rousey, and she got it here.
It's a shame that didn't happen at the pay-per-view. It wasn't like they were short. It seemed like they were short on time.
Yeah, right.
They just want to have a squash match. I guess the idea is that Ruby is only at full strength if she's got the Riott Squad with her.
That could be. That could be. Maybe they just wanted to make sure that the
did Ruby after losing in less than 2 minutes, go to a McMahon and lobby them, say, well, I can only really have a match if Riot Squad is with me. They weren't with me in Elimination Chamber because they went through that chamber match. I want a rematch on Raw after getting squashed in less than 2 minutes, but only if Riot Squad's with me. And someone said, sure, that's fine.
That's as good as explanation as we're going to get. So, sure, that's what happened.
It was a good match, though.
Yeah, no, it was a good
Ronda
match.
kicked out of 2 Riot kicks.
Yeah, that wasn't so good.
That second one was cool, the one kind of off the top rope.
Yeah, that was neat.
But yeah, her kicking out of that was kind of weird. Anyways, Ruby misses the top rope senton. Ronda puts her in the arm bar. Ruby is pulled out by the Riot Squad, but eventually she's put another arm bar. She taps out.
Yeah.
And then
Riot Squad. It was a cool application of the arm bar, too. Like she did the step-up thing and then flipped over. That was neat.
And then the Riot Squad kind of half-heartedly tries to attack Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey fends him off easily.
Did Ronda forget her gear? Did they lose her luggage?
Maybe.
This was straight up Walmart gear.
It really was.
It was like there was no branding. It was just
she just had like a cut up shirt on her back.
Yeah, that's right. They did the cut.
Otherwise, it's just the black shorts. It was like
and
the white top
and
it's plain though. Yeah, and just wrestling shoes.
She's like, who am I fighting? Ruby? Really? Again? Really? All right, I'm not even gonna get dressed for this one.
I didn't know I was gonna have a match tonight. My stuff's at the cleaners.
Right. So, anyways, yeah, a really, really, really oddball Raw.
Yeah.
It's a super oddball Raw, thanks to many different factors.
Yeah.
Like the perfect storm of weird.
It really was. Let's answer some questions. What do you say?
Right,
or do you want to do a SmackDown preview first?
Oh, let's do SmackDown preview, because then people can't be like, oh, you guys are botching a SmackDown preview.
Well, I mean, it's different between botching and forgetting. See if WWE.com will even load. There it is.
It always cracks me out when Vince gets a hair up his ass about like, oh, let's mix things up. Well, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
CALLUPS. Sure. Ruin our entire friggin' plan for like the best feud ever with Ciampa.
I know.
All right, here we go. The new Daniel Bryan Fastlane opponent to be revealed. Despite facing 5 determined competitors inside one of the most unforgiving structures in sports entertainment history, the new Daniel Bryan overcame the odds to retain his eco-friendly WWE Championship. Now the self-proclaimed Planet's Champion will look to continue his crusade to save the world as the road to WrestleMania heats up. But there's still the final stop, WWE Fast. They really need to call that WWE Exit.
Road
exit,
bump.
What's it called? Exit lane.
Yeah.
There you go.
Off ramp.
That's what I was looking for. Tonight on SmackDown Live, the WWE Champion's opponent for the March 10th event will be revealed. Who will be the roadblock on Daniel Bryan's road to New York City?
Well, they just described his opponent as a roadblock. Guaranteed win. Here, I'll try to read this off your screen. The Miz to issue a public apology to Shane McMahon after taking the fall that cost the Co-Besties the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on Sunday. The Miz at first was
apologetic.
Apologetic, yeah, I was going to say he was epileptic. Apologetic to Shane McMahon. Later in the evening, though, the A-lister seemingly couldn't contain his anger at himself, even as Shane O'Mac told him not to worry about it. Miz refused to listen, leading to McMahon sending him home from Houston. The Awesome One has apparently cooled off and will issue a public apology to his partner in Houston. So hold on. Did Shane tell him to go home, go back to, I think he lives in Austin now, only for him to have to fly from Austin to New Orleans?
I think to these people, home is the hotel.
Yeah, probably.
Or get on your bus. Or
why is this not loading? That's weird.
How will Charlotte Flair react to Becky Lynch's assault? Charlotte Flair expected to get an up-close look at her WrestleMania opponent, Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey at WWE Elimination Chamber on Sunday. She did get that as she witnessed Ronda Rousey dismantle Ruby Riott to retain her title. The Queen also got battered with a crutch by the suspended Becky Lynch. She probably wasn't expecting that. What a great line. She probably wasn't expecting that. As Flair gets ready for the biggest match of her career, will she have to continue keeping her head on a swivel as the man continues to come around? Will Lynch risk being arrested, which is something we forgot to mention. Triple H said at the head of the show, if Becky Lynch does this again, she will be arrested and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But what I thought she did was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Will Lynch risk... Yeah, okay.
Here, it's loading up finally. Hold on.
about the Kofi Kingston one next.
Can Kofi Kingston rebound from tough Elimination Chamber defeat?
Yes.
After incredible hour-long performance in last week's gauntlet match, Kofi Kingston nearly went the distance at WWE Elimination Chamber. The veteran New Day member came within an eyelash of dethroning Daniel Bryan to capture the WWE Championship, but a high-risk splash from atop one of the pods did not go his way, leading to Bryan hanging on to the hempen title. Despite the setback, Kofi was not too downtrodden after the bout as he thanked the WWE Universe for their support, saying he was one step closer. Will Kingston continue his pursuit of the WWE Championship? Oh, look at this. Will the NXT TakeOver continue?
Oh, no. It's going to happen again. Shockwaves were sent through WWE Universe last night when Triple H introduced NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black, and Ricochet as making their Raw debuts. The newcomers wasted no time in making an impact as Ricochet teamed up with Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor to defeat Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Ciampa and Gargano reunited as a team and got the win over longtime rivals. And Raw Team Champions The Revival, and Aleister Black clobbered Elias with Black Mass to pick up his first win on the Red Brand. Are these four superstars done making their mark, or could they also be looking to light up the blue brand? So that makes me think maybe a little bit more that it's not a true call-up.
Yeah. Told you so.
Bastard. That phrase is not used in movies enough. Back in the day, back in like the 80s.
What, told you so?
No, you bastard.
Oh, yeah.
That's not used enough.
I know.
People are too vulgar these days. You bastard.
I know, it's good. Locaine, I'm from Lafayette, and that crowd was garbage. It wasn't a good crowd.
I'll say it. I'm from Lafayette.
Well, Austin Luff sent that crowd last night to developmental.
Yeah, man. They need promo class.
Joshua Martinez says, girlfriend gets a kick out of all of y'all answering my Matt chats.
Who's that?
Joshua, the Dynamic Knight Martinez.
Oh man, the cinematic genius.
Yeah.
The auteur.
Yes.
The cinematic maverick. Moody.
Yes, Moody. Brooding.
Jimmy Thomas. Are NXT women going to show up on SmackDown?
That'd be cool. Sky Pirates.
There you go. Cody Miles, they need to call up the NXT crowd next.
Yeah. James Peplow, best call-ups ever, worst crowd forever. Sorry. Yeah, not a good crowd. Mars D's, they gutted NXT. They're not permanent call-ups. Sean Lathrop, did the crowd reaction make the NXT call-ups DOA?
Let's see here.
Didn't help matters at all, that's for sure.
What was that?
Did the crowd reaction last night make the NXT call-ups DOA?
Yeah.
Didn't help things.
Yeah. Alex C. Do you think the thing with the Aleister Black commentary was that they were accidentally given the Spitball Ideas sheet from Creative instead of anything curated? Yeah, they had two documents. One was just, let's throw a bunch of crap on there
Generic
and see what
bullet
works.
points, yeah.
And then the other one was like the final bit.
But here's the thing.
They sent the wrong document.
Corey and Michael Cole. Corey used to, do commentary for NXT when Aleister Black was there. And everything we've heard, like Michael Cole is actively involved in NXT. So that doesn't seem like crap that he would come up with himself. Mm-hmm. A lot of it, Mm-hmm. Jurassic Goo, Louisiana crowd is heel crowd. They poo-pooed Raw. They did poo-poo Raw.
Vince is just Vince, man.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Cole, for all we know, Michael Cole had some Shakespearean-esque dialogue written for them.
Man, he went to Aleister and said, hey, give me some of your favorite lyrics from your favorite band, and I'll read those.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. And then instead, like, he had that written down, and then you're okay, guys, listen, I got a bunch of great stuff.
Represents the 9-to-5ers. Graham Too Sweet Me, does this mean Undisputed Era and Velveteen Dream will be on SmackDown? Probably not.
No, here's the thing. I hope we get Velveteen Dream, Shayna Baszler, Undisputed Era, because there's no way all of them are leaving. Mm-hmm. Because then we know for sure it's going to be just a pop rating situation.
Joe Juarez, Lafayette proved to be worse than Corpus Christi. Does Corpus Christi have bad crowds typically?
I am not aware. Maybe.
Josh Little, what was up with Dean last night? He's checked out. Senioritis.
Oh, man, he is so checked out. It's kind of great. A.O. Worm also wants to know here on the Patreon. We do also a recap questions thread on the Patreon. You can get, on the Patreon, $1 and up gets you access to that. A.O. Worm says, will Dream be on SmackDown tomorrow? I don't know. That'd
be great.
Maybe. Will he have? Never mind. Drew.
Rich Hardesty, Lafayette, this is the worst town I've ever been in.
Yeah, where was SCU last night? Eddie Jose Guevara Menivar. How would you book Linda McMahon's return? Maybe have Becky Lynch bring her back.
No, I don't. What? She doesn't need to come back.
She's going to be the one who brings back, and then she's going to be in Becky's corner. And then Shane will be in somebody's corner.
Don't do
and
that.
And then Vince
No.
will be in somebody's
No.
corner. And then they'll put Stephanie in the match, and she'll be in, and Triple H will be in her corner.
No, terrible idea. Bazorkin. Rumor is that Cole is moving away from commentary. Wasn't that just some speculation by Meltzer and turned into a story?
Yeah, so apparently in Meltzer's mailbag on his radio show, somebody sent him that question. I don't know exactly what the question was, but it was along the lines of, should the WWE start preparing, or have they started preparing? And I think Meltzer just sort of speculated on it. And then it turned into confirm Michael Cole's leaving commentary.
Yeah. BreakingControllers.com. Aleister Black on Raw. Three many shirt incoming. Sorry.
Three many shirt incoming.
Let's see here. Chalupa Batman. Since it looks like some talents will be going to NXT from Maine.
Oh, just talk about the women's tag
Yeah.
championships. Yeah.
Power rank 5 main roster talents that should go to NXT. Man, I was thinking about this too the other day. Who would I want to see over there? Seth Rollins should have a 3-month takeover thing. He really should.
We need.
I just want to see a takeover match with Seth Rollins, man. That's what I want to see.
All right. Aaron Hagman.
Kevin Owens, send him back down to NXT.
Did you all, Sami Zayn, did you all see the rumor directive to the writers to think outside the box for last night's Raw? I guess that meant ambiguous call-ups. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what was that?
The rumor, I spoke about that. The rumor directive of the writers to think outside the box. That just meant call-ups to pop ratings.
Jeez.
Nate Williams, what is with Vince's fetish with...
Here's
what?
an outside-the-box idea. Long-term vision!
I know, what a thought. What is with Vince's fetish with the Anoa'i family tree? Roman fails a drug test and gets a U.S. title, and Usos get arrested. They get tag titles. Well, if anyone else did that, they get fired or punished.
Wait,
no,
what?
I don't think any of that's true.
The U.S. title against Usos. Yeah, I don't like Jeff Hardy. Wasn't he U.S. champion after he got arrested?
He was in the mix for it.
He was just
He
fighting.
was hardly punished.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that it's just like any other. Somebody made this analogy the other day. It's like any other job. You go out, you get arrested. If you take care of your business, your boss isn't going to fire you. If you do a good job,
Depending on the nature of the crime.
well, yeah, yeah. If it's in the nature of like one of these things.
Yeah, usually
you try to square up with the cop.
most jobs you have, if you get a DUI, I don't necessarily know if you're going to get fired for it, or if you get arrested for disorderly conduct, you're going to get fired for it.
Yeah.
Marcus Harrison, your favorite office heel, has more fish and broccoli for that ass.
Oh,
Nice.
come on, Marcus! Enough.
Do you think Michael Cole could single-handedly ruin Aleister Black's character? #Moody, #dark.
Do I think Cole could do it? Yeah.
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 They seem to try their damnedest to do it last night.
Moody.
Keep on making that fish and broccoli there, Marcus.
Marcus, talk about a fireable offense. KJ, bear with me here. Could Baron Corbin be the next Edge?
Who?
Baron Corbin.
No. He's not as good a wrestler as Edge
I
was.
guess not, KJ.
Jabroni714. I always fast forward heavy machinery stuff in NXT. Still doing it now. Sounds like their bit hasn't improved.
Oh.
So I'll continue to skip it. It was bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's not just bad. It's so bad.
Viva La Raza. Am I alone, or does anyone else hate Bailey and Sasha as a tag team? No, I like them as a tag
What?
team.
You are so alone, Viva La Raza.
I think they're great.
Tu es solo. Carmen Childers. What exactly is the logic of calling up 4 new NXT talents? Will they have a large group of NXT call-ups from weeks ago they've done absolutely nothing with? Now, I'm hoping you're right.
We're talking about heavy machineries on TV every week. Lacey Evans making an impact.
Lars Sullivan's at home tweeting about it. He said, look at, wow, it was great. NXT call-ups, lol. Or something like that. Where are you, bro? Where are you at, Lars?
Man. Vandalia, 1998. I was wondering your opinion on something. If the 2010 NXT was more like current NXT, who do you think the championship lineup would be till we reach Seth winning the title like he did? So the first class of NXT, that was Wade Barrett, Daniel Bryan, Ryback, So we take. When did
David Otunga?
So I wouldn't be surprised if Wade Barrett had been champion, NXT champion. If Daniel Bryan had been NXT champion. If instead of making it like a game show, if it was a proper promotion.
Oh, they were really high on Daniel Bryan.
And they were really high on Wade Barrett.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel Bryan definitely would have been an NXT champion, yeah.
At least those two gentlemen.
So starting from
2010, so the first season of NXT.
Seth was first champion, then it was like
when it was a promotion,
right? Yeah. What were go to the original format. Like after the Nexus, who was in NXT after the Nexus showed up? Like, did they do like season 2 or something?
Yeah, they did 2 seasons. Look like
go
3,
down and look.
20.
There's a thing for seasons. There you
go.
There you go. Okay, so that's the first group. Out of that group, yeah, you're looking at Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett.
Yeah,
they'd have been champions.
Second group.
Oh, here we go. Wow. They probably Daniel Bryan and low key.
Yeah, and Husky Harris. I mean, granted, I don't know what his.
I mean,
was all
I would have
about
been cool with like a low key versus Daniel Bryan type passing of the torch.
And then season 3 were women.
Okay.
AJ Lee, obviously, she was huge.
And then there we go. Oh yeah, dude, EC3, Johnny Curtis. Mm-hmm. Connor. Yeah, it would have been EC3 or Johnny Curtis probably. Mm-hmm. They had like a thing going.
Well, here's another one of
Redemption.
people that have been kicked off the show previously.
Yeah, I don't know about. I mean, there's EC3, I guess.
The Lost season. That was when it's supposed to be Xavier Woods, Seth Rollins, Jinder Mahal, Bo Dallas, Big E,
Leo Kruger, man.
Yeah, man. Adam Rose.
That's a good question, though. That was a good question.
That is a good question. Mike WOP, prayers to Evans and Heavy Machinery because OMFG. Bad segment. It's a really bad segment. Turtlebait 12, math on Vince Russo or Vinnie Mac. We did math on Vinnie Mac in our 10 best worst wrestlers as a wrestler.
True, yeah.
Vince Russo's is just 1 across the board, or 0 across the board as a wrestler.
I think he'd get so did he have anything going for him? He had no in-ring ability. His promos were cringy. His look was awful. Nobody wanted to see him.
His legacy is crap.
His legacy
as a wrestler is crap.
So I'll give him that. Yeah,
well, he won the championship accidentally, so kayfabe had won.
Kayfabe won. And then legacy for his work as a writer in the Attitude Era?
No, this is as a wrestler.
Okay.
This is as a wrestler.
All right.
As a wrestler. This is how we
So he's
rate
what,
wrestlers.
like a 0.3?
Something like that, yeah.
Round down to a 0.
Yeah, he's a 0. Charles Miller, no mention of Asuka again. Is that best, though? I don't know.
Asuka is on SmackDown.
Yeah.
You mean maybe in the preview? Maybe in the SmackDown preview.
SmackDown preview.
I honestly think that SmackDown, like the preview, it's written by the people in their digital department, and they probably have 0 contact with.
Oh, I know.
War Machine MJ. My question is: would you guys care about Bray Wyatt if they brought him back and had him form a Ministry of Darkness type faction? If so, who would you have join? Here's the thing. The only thing I care about with Bray Wyatt: good creative, good wins.
Yep.
I don't care if they had him be Sister Abigail in that like goofy outfit of his.
As long as
if they had him win, I'd be totally cool with it. I just want wins.
Gotcha. Horse Trich Incorporated, have some money. Also, it's pronounced Trich.
Trich.
Locaine, you heard that the shakeup goes both ways this time. What? I ain't heard that.
You heard that the shakeup goes both ways.
That means people getting sent to NXT.
Are people going to go to NXT too?
I ain't heard that.
Is that like this is the second time somebody said that?
Yeah, no, I've never heard
What's going on with
any
that?
news about that. Anybody has a link, please share it.
Somebody got a link out there? Who's got a link? Let's see here.
Donovan Dean, let's end on this one. This is a good thing to end on. Big Mac versus Whopper. Can you do wrestle math to pick a clear winner? So, being good, legacy, kayfabe. So we'll do Big Mac first.
Okay.
So I guess in ring is just how good it tastes. It's like 5 maybe.
Well, for the Big Mac?
Yeah. Do you know they're just finally putting bacon on Big Macs now?
I don't know.
What are you doing with chewing your nails? You don't chew your nails. No, I've never seen you chew your nails before.
It's the first time for everything, I guess.
All right. It was just loud. I want people to listen to the show and hear.
I'm sorry. All right, being a Big Mac, I give it like a 6.
6 for the quality
for
of
in-ring.
Okay, promos, commercials.
Last time,
it's been a while since the iconic commercial. Let me bring back Mac tonight. Once they bring back Mac tonight,
which one was Where's the Beef?
That's Wendy's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, they've got Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, he's not really around anymore. None of the characters are.
That's probably good. Yeah, they haven't even done any cool ironic commercials.
No, 5. It's middle of the road.
Burger King is going to win the promo battle. They have
the Burger King. I know. Look. I kind of like the Whopper. It looks kind of sloppy when you buy it.
Wait, we're doing Big Mac right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing Big Mac.
Big Mac feels like
great because those burgers, the patties are so small.
I'll do 4. Legacy's up there.
It's like it
has its own
song.
An
8 Legacy.
It has its own song.
It's like an 8 Legacy.
Did you ever have that record they released? In the newspapers, they released a 45 of the theme song with the ingredients. Yeah,
that sounds like a very 1987 thing.
It was later than that.
Oh, was it? Couldn't have been 1991 or past that.
It was between 89 and 92.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think.
Who
88 and 92.
Who wasn't using cassette tapes at that point?
It's probably just cheaper to print real cheap plastic. Because it wasn't like a hard record. It was one of those real floppy ones.
Wait a second. So it was a McDonald's.
It was included, 45. I think, in the newspapers. Like we got in the newspaper.
Record.
Big Mac.
Newspapers.
It was about the Big Mac. It had the song on there.
What happened to the winner of McDonald's $1 million flexi disc contest?
Yeah, it was a flexi disc thing.
In 1988.
1988. That's it. Between 88 and 92. Kayfabe. How is the Big Mac booked?
Oh, super strong.
Yeah, within McDonald's, it's booked up there.
It's the top burger of the top fast food franchise.
8.
Oh, I'd give it Kayfabe and give it a 9.
All right, 9.
I mean, what else? Here's the thing. It's on the Mount Rushmore. You might want to give it a 10, to be honest with you.
9's fair.
Okay, but what's higher than that? That's prime. That's highest. Nothing is higher than that.
All right.
Big Mac is like ultimate.
So, 5, 23. So 7+.
Big Mac's only a 7+?
Yeah, because the being good is low. It's only 5 for being good. All right, Whopper. In-ring, how's it taste?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Charbroil, can't beat that.
8.
Yeah, 8.
Promo, 10.
They have the Burger King.
10. Look, like I said, I like that. It looks pretty sloppy.
Yeah, it's good.
8. All right. Legacy.
Well, it's the Whopper. It's just under Big Mac, or it might be on par with Big Mac.
No, it's just under Big Mac because they didn't do any records for.
What do we give Legacy? 8. So 7.
7
strong.
Kayfabe. I mean, Burger King is home of the Whopper.
Yeah, it's this. I mean,
it's yet to reach really the iconic status of the Big Mac.
Listen, man, have you ever heard Shaq say, "I need a Big Mac"? No, he says, "I need a Whopper."
All right, I'll do Kayfabe of 8.
Yeah, this is a strong ass burger.
So 26.
It's like the Cena of burgers.
3, so that's 7+. 15, 22. So again, 7+.
7+, really?
Yeah, they're about tied.
I don't know, man. I feel like the Whopper should be 8. Anyways, man, what a great way to end the show. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. We got more for you. Today's Truth Exposed Day. Patrick
what do you
Sparks,
got for me?
Are you here? Do you have a Truth Exposed video for us?
Yeah, I thought maybe you would have found something.
Oh, maybe I'll go online. We have like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Here's an ad for our Patreon. Until next time, talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.